Told you I did. Reckless as he. Now, matters are worse.
That boy is our last hope.
No. There is another.
This is only one Kenobi. Only one. And I'm bringing you now another Spotlight special.
It's a figure that I have decided to open because I just really wanted this one loose. It is the VC23 Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight outfit, all in black. I like to think of this figure as almost the Dark Knight, the Dark Jedi. Colour didn't mean so much when I watched Return of the Jedi. When we were kids watching it, the only thing that was apparent was that Luke had dramatically changed his look, from the Bespin fatigues. And here he was now, all in black. And that just had a bit more significance at the end, when you realised that the Emperor was trying to sway him to the dark side, or the Empire. But all along, and I said this in my last video, which was a spotlight on Anakin Skywalker, in the concept art outfit, which was also black, in Return of the Jedi, Luke's intentions were never in question. When I watched it as a kid, Luke was just always the good guy. Luke never sought power, not like Anakin anyway. What would he turn for, It was different for Anakin turning to the dark side. He had a lot of things working against him. He was conflicted with his love for Padme. He yearned for power. He wanted more. He wanted to control things. He wanted to take over. He wanted to prove I will be the most powerful Jedi ever. Don't ever forget that he said that. He had talent, Any Jedi has talent. They have a power.
But if you use it for good or evil,
it's up to that person. And I think that Luke always wanted to use it for good. He wanted to liberate his friends. And once he learnt who his father was, he wanted to redeem his father. So Luke Skywalker is an amazing character. He is a total hero. Luke at this point in time is a highly debated character. What with the backlash from The Last Jedi, a lot of people seeing things that they didn't expect to see from Luke's character.
Like Obi-Wan Kenobi at the end of A New Hope, Luke made the supreme sacrifice.
I have a few friends of mine who are really annoyed, Luke's dead, he's gone, but at the end of the day, I think I kind of expected him to die at the end of the episode 9. Somebody was going to die, like Luke, but he made that sacrifice a little earlier, and to be honest with you, we are going to see him in episode 9, because of course he can return as a Force ghost.
And he can touch things. That's what Yoda was doing.
Yoda was touching things. He has the power to control lightning as well, it seems. But anyway, I'd like to show you how I recard figures. A little closer up, a little bit more detail on how I do that. Also, I want to show you this figure closer too. And not only that, I want to talk about all the other previous Jedi Knight Luke. I don't know if I have all of them to show you, but I've got a fair few of the significant ones. And also I want to talk to you about the character of Luke Skywalker, how he developed in 3 movies, the original trilogy, and also where he might be going in the future. So the figure has changed dramatically. Here's a little picture now of the figure in the 1983 release. I apologise that my version is not complete. I only won this recently on eBay. It's missing a lightsaber and it's missing a cape, but it was a great figure all the same. Following that, the power of Jedi changed dramatically, and what a shame. This line, when it first came out, was exciting for many because there had been such a long wait before a Star Wars figure hit shelves again, but here he was. But as with all the figures in the line, quite bulky. And then I'm going to stop on this figure here. This is the figure I have decided to recard, which was a great figure. I'll never forget seeing this on a shelf, and I bought it immediately. And it was just because I thought, wow, the facial sculpt of Mark Hamill. Yeah, I look at it now and I think it might have changed a little bit, but back then it really smashed it, Just because I don't have a complete version of the 1983 figure to recard, and I thought, well, this one looks pretty good, and it can be a bit sort of iffy out of the packaging, loose, so I thought, well, if I put it inside the packaging, it'll serve it justice, so here we go. I'm going to put that one in the packaging. Luke is an interesting character in Return of the Jedi. There are so many forces at work in that movie. It's a complicated plot that we weren't really 100% on board with back in the 80s because certain elements come out about the dynamics and the politics, I suppose, between the Sith and the Jedi that are revealed later on when you watch the prequels.
Always two there are. No more, no less. A master and an apprentice.
There can only be two Sith. The Emperor, Vader, are both Sith. They can't have three on board, so one of them has to go. So that fight at the end, it's very complicated because Vader stood there and he's watching his son. He's either going to defend the Emperor and kill his son, or they're both going to turn on the Emperor and the Emperor would fight his way. So that's why it makes more sense when he doesn't turn, the Emperor just pounds on him with lightning because he's going to kill him. Vader isn't dead. He'll stick with Vader. If you don't want to join me, I'll kill you. So it's ruthless, isn't it? Obviously, Vader never had the heart to turn on the Emperor. Not quite like... It's quite interesting that Kylo Ren did that to Snoke. Just killed him. No spoilers. So it's great to see that Luke doesn't turn in Return of the Jedi. He stays faithful and he says, you know, you failed, Your Highness. I am a Jedi, like my father before me. So be it. Jedi. You know, Luke doesn't turn. Luke doesn't need that, does he? He is independent. He has no need or reason to convert to the Empire. It's not power he's after freedom. He is a rebel the whole time. Anakin, a completely different story, and this is where the prequels are fantastic because Lucas expanded on the whole, you know, tragedy that is Darth Vader and Anakin Skywalker. A talented young man who wanted to prove his power, his strength. You know, anyone who's got a talent wants to prove they are the best, and that's what he wanted to be, the best Jedi. I will be the most powerful Jedi ever. The VC23 is a great figure, and here it is spinning on the plate. Another great figure, shout out to the VC87, which is the Jedi lightsaber construction. Brilliant figure. The only thing wrong with it, I've found out from other people, is that his hair parting is on the wrong side, apparently. His hair looks a little longer than I remember it also in Return of the Jedi. For me personally, I love this VC23 because I think that it sort of either echoes the 1980s figure. He's got blonder hair, even though Mark Hamill's hair is darkening as he gets older. So again, with the recording, I just basically get a nice, thin, very sharp knife. Be careful, children at home. Make sure you get an adult's help. Get a nice, sharp, thin knife underneath. Add pressure to lift the bubble up off the card, and you can safely do it with minimal damage and tear to the card. So yeah, Jedi Knight Luke, it was a radical look. Completely wearing black. It was new, it was different. Maybe in the back of your mind you question, was he a bad guy or a good guy? He's quite aggressive in front of Jabba as well, you know. You will bring Captain Sullivan the Wookiee to me. Using his, trying to use his mind tricks. He's by no means as passive as Qui-Gon Jinn was in front of Boss Nass. And then he even tries to snatch a pistol to shoot him, murder him. My goodness me, Luke, calm down. And so the future of Luke Skywalker. So there's some great figures, there's been some wonderful figures for Luke, but what I really liked about The Last Jedi, I know he was a Force projection, I know that he became one with the Force at the end, so Luke is effectively gone, which is sad, and I was sad at the end of the film. He has always been an unconventional Jedi Knight, so it makes total sense for him to go into exile, to meditate, to regroup. I mean, that's what patience is all about. When I saw that he was in exile at the end of The Force Awakens, my first impression was, well, this guy is just trying to get it together. I don't believe that he ever gave up, I just believe that he was taking time out, regardless of what Mark Hamill says. Again, it's open for a lot of debate, but in terms of the look of Luke in The Last Jedi, in the final scene, I loved it, because he was wearing black. Once again, I love seeing Luke wearing black, and with the blue lightsaber, again, it just comes full circle. It was just great to see Luke with that blue lightsaber in his hand again. I know it was an illusion and he didn't have the lightsaber there, and it was all to make Kylo angrier. And again, the blue with the black outfit, it echoed my favourite figure, which is the concept art Anakin Skywalker. And it just came full circle. That was his father's lightsaber, it was in his hands once again. The spirit of his father is there. He's facing the grandchild of his father. It's just the The final showdown, a brilliant scene. Again, I walked out of the cinema and I was confused, I was baffled. A lot didn't happen that I wanted to happen. However, in retrospect, after I've had a chance to digest it, I can accept it for what it was. Powerful. Luke was showcasing an awesome power that we have never seen before, and it was by no means the end for Luke Skywalker. He will be back, I guarantee it.
I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. For more videos like this, let me know. This has been Only One Kenobi. Only One. Out.